Good morning, Rome. It's an early one this morning. It is 5:40, 5:50-ish, and we are getting ready to head out probably as soon as we get the green light that we can get off the ship. We're gonna go, ooh, it's a little cold. We're gonna go straight to the train station so we can go right into Rome from here.
We're right beside you.
So this has been a crazy morning already.
Oh boy.
We feel like we're on the Amazing Race right now. No joke.
We're trying to conquer, guys.
Yeah.
Trying to conquer.
So we're on our way. We're walking to the train station, but even when we got off the boat, we had to take a bus outside of the port. And from there, you have the option of like getting a taxi to the train station or a taxi to or a bus to the train station, or then there's like taxi drivers that are trying to say like, oh, I'll get you to Rome, I'll get you to Rome. So you're just kind of like shaking your head like, what do we do? So we'll keep it posted, but we're on our way. We decided the train station was the best route because you just never know. So we just wanted to be kind of safer in the public. But yeah, we're almost to the train station now. Well, we made it on the train. That was crazy. I mean, you're just kind of like aware of like the language barrier, and you have no idea where you're going, so you're just kind of hoping for the best, that you're understanding. But I think they understood, right? Like you understood each other.
Cool.
That we're going to the right spot.
No, I mean, I asked the lady as well.
Like this is to Rome. So we're on the train and we're headed to Rome. So it's about a 45 minutes.
Very different than yesterday, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Extremely different.
Yeah, yesterday everyone picks you up at the port. Here you have to make it into the city. But we're on our way to Rome. We'll see you in like 45 minutes. But to you, it'll be like that.
Two big long corridors. Can you see? 1 and 2. Can you see the corridors I'm talking about? Those are the Vatican museums. Was living when America was discovered by our travelers Christopher Columbus. So Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, and he brought here enormous quantity of gold, precious gold. We didn't know that. I mean, we were not familiar with that kind of material. And the moment in which Paul was beheaded, you see? I told you that Peter was crucified, ladies and gentlemen. Peter and Paul, they arrived in city 2,000 ago. Peter was crucified upside down. He said, I'm not worthy to die as my Lord. So that's why he was crucified that way. And Paul had the privilege to be beheaded. You know why? Because Paul, he was a Saul before converting into Christianity. Saul was a Jewish Roman soldier. So as he was a soldier, he had the privilege to be beheaded. So the Pope wanted to tribute St. Paul.
Regina d'Europa. Tu mi dici, Adesso io aspetto Gasperini e Petraghi, ma per arrivare ad essere regina d'Europa è un percorso mi sembra abbastanza lungo. Andrea, io mi faccio queste domande.
Final stop is going to be the Trevi Fountain for us today in Rome, which is right around the corner. Let's check it out. It is packed. Wow. Wow.
So they say if you throw a coin over your left shoulder, you'll return back to Rome. I don't know if it's a Trevi Fountain or Rome, but this is gorgeous regardless. You want to try and go down? We're right down at the bottom.
Made it.
We made it!
Too light.
So here's to hoping that we come back to Rome. Throw it. Here we go, babe.
Who knows?
We'll see. I love it. It's so beautiful here. Yeah, it is perfect weather. Perfect. And before we leave, gelato. Right?
Look on, huh?
Blue cone to share. I have coffee and chocolate. So yummy. I always love how they give you baby cones. They're so cute.
Sorry, folks.
So we made it back to the port. We're about three hours early, which we'll probably explain why later on the boat, but we're slowly taking our time on our way back to the boat, and we just couldn't pass up some ocean time.
It is awesome.
And just like that, we are back on the ship. Today was exhausting, to say the least. We made many mistakes and we learned a lot when it came to going into Rome. So much so that we almost were like, we were gonna go in, and when we made it to Rome, we were gonna not do anything and come back. But thankfully, we pushed through. We learned a lot. And yeah, I'll go through our day and what we did. And maybe just insert some clips into here for maybe some content that I wasn't able to kind of insert earlier. But we ended up going on a train to Roma. So we went to Roma Centrale, and that was the kind of like central Roman train station. Not Roman. Central train station in Rome. And so we had gone, and when we went, we were about 20-25 minutes away from an excursion that we booked through City Wonders, again through TripAdvisor, third party, and it was a skip the line Vatican tour, walking tour with a guide, and it was about 3 hours long. Well, with some mistakes that we had made, which I'll explain in a second, we ended up getting in on a standby on 10 a.m. We originally booked for 9 a.m. but super thankful that they let us in on a 10 a.m. ticket. So we went on our tour. Our tour guide's name, I don't remember. It was an M, and it was like, I want to say like Marsa. It was an M, but she had said it very quickly, and I honestly don't remember, unfortunately. But she was really great, very knowledgeable, and so we went through so much in regards to the Vatican, learned so much about Vatican City as its own state, and the occupancy, and learning about, even as a Christian, like learning about this is where Peter was crucified and also buried, which is really interesting to just kind of see, like, okay, we built St. Peter's Basilica from the tomb of the Apostle Peter, which is, it's just super, it's super crazy. And even Caio and I talked right prior to our trip, you know, reading, like, you can read the book of Romans and it's like, this is the Roman Empire that we would read in the Bible. And it's just crazy to see, like, wow. We didn't see the Colosseum, but what was once this, like, great big empire is now a tourist attraction. And so it's just really crazy, but super cool, full of history. We got to see a lot of rooms that were like Pope rooms, I believe that's what they were called, and those were painted by Ravelio, or Ravelio. Ooh, sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation. And we of course got to see the Sistine Chapel by the great famous Michelangelo. We couldn't film. They were very, very strict, made several announcements. You can't take any photos, you can't take any videos of the Sistine Chapel, so the only thing you can do is observe it. But what was really cool was that our tour guide, right even going into the Sistine Chapel, or really even kind of before we even started the tour, she walked through the Sistine Chapel and the artwork that Michelangelo did, and almost kind of like took the center portion, and how it just aligns with Genesis, the book of Genesis, and how Michelangelo was painting, you know, Genesis 1 to Genesis 3, and it was just really cool just to see, like, yeah, this is where God created the heavens and the earth, this daytime and nighttime, you know, the sun and the moon and the stars, and God created man, and that's like the infamous finger where you see like God's hands reaching out, and then there's Adam's hand reaching out as well. And she just talked about how that, you know, it was like there's this small separation that Michelangelo distinctly made for how we are made in the image of God and we're image bearers, but there's still this distance. We are not God. It's kind of what I more so took from it, which was really cool. Excuse me. But and then she also talked about there was Adam and Eve, and there was this like portion in the Sistine Chapel where you see Adam and Eve in paradise, in the Garden of Eden, and there's this representation of Satan, of the devil, like an angel, but when you see the angel, it is actually a snake wrapped around the tree of knowledge. And so, and then on the other side, you see Adam and Eve now in what we live in as a Genesis 3 world, and then they're in sin, and they were naked and they were ashamed, and so you just kind of like see that, which is really cool. So she went through that history, and that was really cool. I don't think I got a video of it, but I did get lots of videos of lots of just artifacts that the Vatican has in regards to Rome with I think that's something that was really cool is they had a tomb of a young boy who was probably about 6 or 7 years old. She talks about kind of like the history of or not the history but the life of the boy that was engraved on the tomb, and also just kind of like there was like carpets and rugs that were also just like very detailed. I think the crazy thing about the Vatican and the most beautiful thing about the Vatican is that literally from the floor to the ceiling there's art. There's so much beauty in what you're stepping on and what you're seeing on the walls, so much design. When she talked about the fresco style of painting was really cool. So many things that you think are like actually 3D, it's really not. So that was really awesome. Super thankful that we got to do that. Okay, so from there, after the Vatican, we went to Trevi Fountain, which you already saw. And that was so beautiful, really cool experience. And we, of course, stopped for some gelato, which was really needed. So we went, after that, it was about 2 o'clock, babe?
Oh, what?
That we came back? Yeah, around 2 o'clock we decided to come back.
Well, before that.
I guess, yeah. So kind of
2 o'clock, we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's true. So 1:30 is when we were like, you know what? Let's just go back. We had been up since 5 in the morning. So it was already kind of a long day. And we made the trek back to here, the Port of Rome. But yeah, we learned, oh look, the pirate ship is going. Let's go see the pirate ship. That's so funny. Oh, it's full of policemen. Those aren't policemen.
I don't know. I don't know why they're just standing.
That's so crazy. That was really cool. What flag is that? That looks like the Mexican flag, but it's not.
No, it's the Italian, but it has a crest.
Yeah. Do you think that's a Roman flag? I don't know. I want to look it up. That was cool. Oh, and also this kind of like, there's a lot more boats here too, but this one kind of made me chuckle because it's Looney Tunes themed. You got Taz, Tweety Bird, Sylvester, and this one, oh, is the same brand over here, and it's like, there's a big Superman on the side. You probably can't really see it super well, but, oops, my finger, right there, there's Superman. But yeah, I thought that was cool. But, yes. We learned a lot. We made a lot of mistakes. We gotta face this way. Because of the sun.
It wasn't a lot of mistakes. We made some mistakes.
We made some mistakes. I think
A lot is drastic.
the biggest thing we learned was do your research when it comes to
Transportation.
if you are going to a city inland, make sure you know where you're going.
Yeah.
We sort of knew where we were going. We knew, okay, to get into Rome, we have to take a train, which we did. But even when we had first gotten off, there were, before we even got to the train station, there was a bus, and then a potential other slash bus, or the option of walking to the train station, which we were not aware of. And then when we got to the train station, we didn't look up what train station to actually go to. So we went to the central train station in Rome, which if we were starting our day near the Colosseum or the Trevi Fountain, that would have been great. But we started our excursion in the Vatican Museums, which was on the west side of Rome. So we were late. And we picked a train that was not express. And so that meant it had multiple stops, and what was normally like a 45-minute train, like express train from the port of Rome to Rome, was an hour and 20 minutes.
On our
It was over an hour.
On our defense, we were supposed to be able to leave the ship right at 6. We left at about 6:30.
is when they gave us permission.
So,
yeah.
if in retrospect, if all of our decisions still stayed the same, but we had an additional 30 minutes, there's a good chance we probably would have made our original excursion, had an hour and a half or so extra.
Yeah.
So, yes, there was things we could have done better, but there was also elements that were out of our control, and so because of that, I think if we were to go back, we probably would have said, you know what, we got to go into town. Let's be safe. Let's do like a 10
like
o'clock.
a 10 o'clock thing instead of 9, because we had made it to the actual museums by like 9:15. And then from there, which we knew, like, okay, they're probably not gonna listen.
Yeah, we were pretty defeated by that.
We were pretty defeated. And we also had an empty stomach, which wasn't, that's
helpful.
Never fun, and it doesn't help you think straight. And we had ran into a tour guide who we thought was helping us, who in turn was just trying to sell us another tour. And he didn't help us in any way, shape, or form. So after that, I completely deflated. Tears came, and we were ready to come back. Like, we were like, you know what? We missed our excursion. There was actually another excursion that we did book, and we didn't end up going on it at all because that was very difficult to find. And so, yeah, that was just so interesting. Rome was very much like, I would almost compare Rome to like New York City with the amount of people and tourists. Like, you have all of these attractions, but they're kind of difficult to get into. Rome doesn't have normal streets. They're all cobblestone streets, and they're made for compact cars. So the second excursion we booked was a hop-on, hop-off tour, and we never found it. We never found the bus. So for us, we thought we want to be safe rather than sorry. So we're gonna take an extra amount of time to come back, because we just wanted to be on the boat safely. But do we want to do Rome again? Absolutely. We've learned a lot. Head back in. We've learned a lot with it all. At the end of the day, I feel like we'd be a little bit more of experts next time that we do come to Rome. So yeah, it was a lot, to say the least. But yeah, I can go on and on and on, but I'm kind of like waffling. So from here, we already ate. We got here and we had some snacks. We went to the buffet and just kind of picked out on some unhealthy food. But we, after today and even yesterday, we did a lot of walking. We just want to spa it out. So we're gonna go to a spa and just take it an easy night. And even tomorrow we'll probably take it easy, but we'll be back to do our highlight, because this was a highlight. At the end of the day, we called it a success. We did talk to other people on the cruise, and they were like, you went all the way to Rome? Like, you're crazy. So it was kind of interesting. Like, we thought, like, this is where we're supposed to go. Like, we're supposed to go to Rome. But a lot of people didn't get off the boat, and they just kind of, like, chilled around the area. So for us, making the adventure with all odds against us and with making mistakes and feeling defeated, we're calling today a success, and we feel really good about it. So, yeah. So, off to the spa. I gotta change, and we're gonna go chill out. Not too bad of a view, if I do say so myself. There's a Looney Tunes bus we can also see from my room. But as of right now, we have no idea what time it is, to be honest.
And that's awesome.
It's great. No phone, which is awesome. But this balcony is perfect because there's no sea breeze from here. I think the sea breeze is going, I don't know.
Some other direction.
I guess it's not going in though, which is great. So we're not getting this like cold, like woof, you know. So it's great. We went in the hot tub and like instantly felt our muscles just relax. And this was a perfect way to end our day for sure. See, that rhymed. Dun dun. Back in the room. Today's animal is a penguin. Thanks, Arnold. This was also from yesterday. I didn't show you. It's an elephant. He does such cute little animals. I like it. And we have the activities for tomorrow. Tomorrow, we go to Livorno, Italy. Also known as Pisa and Florence, if you feel up to it. For us, probably not. We'll probably chill out in Pisa, but we'll see. But just wanted to show you a little penguin.